Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, February 20th, 2025. And here's some of today's trends in the news. And remember, the trend is your friend. What we're giving you, nobody else does. They don't know how to do it. Again, facts are there. Trend tracking, Gerald Salenti, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. Trends 2000, international bestseller. Trends Journal, weekly magazine, with a grand total of $2.56 a week. I just got a renewal notice from the Wall Street Journal. It's over $700. $700 a year. And we hardly get anything from it anymore. So we're giving you everything we can. They don't teach trend forecasting at Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Cambridge, Oxford. So we're giving you what we can. So what was one of the big trends this year? Oh, a golden year for gold, huh? That was last year. I'm sorry. Yeah, it only went up 25%. And now it's gone up almost 12% now. Today, gold closed at $2,940 an ounce. What I have to say now is very important. I just did an interview. I just went up with Daniela Cambone with ITM Trading. You want to check it out because we're talking about Trump and Musk are saying we have to see what's in Fort Knox. And I'm saying, oh, you got to see what's in Fort Knox? They got that little ugly fucking shithead prick that played I think the Commerce Secretary or one of these stupid things, Mnuchin back then under Trump. Oh, I went into Fort Knox and I saw it. Hey, Katson, can I see it? How about letting we the people see it rather than a crime syndicate looking at it? Is the gold really there? But here's the most important thing. I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, my father, may rest in peace, I was about 17, 18 years old. He told me this story back in 1933. He said, I go over to your grandfather's house. And he's packing up his gold. I said, Pop, what are you doing with this? My grandfather said to my father, I'm bringing the gold back to Franklin Roosevelt. He needs it for America. And my father said to him, Pop, don't be so stupid. Don't do that. Well, how dare you say that? My grandfather was so proud to be an American. Matter of fact, I wrote about it in my book, What Sitzi Gave Honey Boy, true story of love's truth and the soul of America. Everything I've written is my favorite. You go to our trend site, you can get it. Anyway, so my grandfather was so proud to be American, and I write about it. He was the first online to go vote. Came from Italy. He was so proud to be an American. So he turned in his gold. So what happened? They made the people turn in their gold, and they gave them $20.67 an ounce for it. As soon as they got it all back in 1934, they had a Gold Reserve Act. They changed the price from $20.67 an ounce worth of gold, and they brought it up to $35, which I think it's still, I priced it that. So they increased the price of gold nearly 70%. That's how they screwed the public. They got it, and then they raised the price. Now, let's go back to Fort Knox, and if Trump goes there. I believe they're doing this to raise the price of gold, to bring down the deficit. And that interview I did with Daniela Cambone says that. So, here's the deal. They raise the price of gold like they did the last time, 70%. Now we're looking at $5,000 an ounce, right around there. So we're very bullish on gold, but if we don't give financial advice, you think for yourself. So on to the markets. What happened today? Let's see. They retreated, and because investors dumped some popular names in the wake of lackluster forecast for retail giant Walmart. Retail giant Walmart with a bunch of fucking shit that this company's big company. When this didn't exist when I was a young man. The Walmarts, the Targets, none of this. The Staples, Home Depot. There were hardware stores, grocery stores, shoe stores, drug stores. The chains have gotten everything. Anyway, the Dow was down 486 points. S&P lost about 0.4%. NASDAQ 0.5%. And Target and Costco, they went down 2% because there's a concern that people aren't spending money because they don't got it. And again, the bigs got bigger, everybody else is getting poorer. And in your Trends Journal, by the way, each week we do a column. Ben Davis does it. Bigs get bigger. Each week we put the new merger and acquisition activities to show how bad it's getting. Let's see. Worries over the state of the economy also weighed on the market after the conference board said the leading economic index unexpectedly contracted in January. Treasury yields fell. Gold went up. While bank stocks such as Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley fell 5%. Read your Trends Journal this week. We warned about the banks. There's a whole article in it. They're not talking about why the numbers are going down, only partially. They're not talking about the office building bust that's going to cause the banks to go bust. Not a word about it. Not a word about it. And get ready for the dot-com bust 2.0. It's on the doorstep. Oil prices went up, 3-day high. You know why? This is the way they write it. Russia and the Caspian Pipeline Consortium oil flows, a major route of crude exports from Kazakhstan, were reduced by 30 to 40% after a Ukraine drone attack on a pumping station. How many times have I been warning about this? That as Ukraine starts losing this war, they're going to ramp it up. More pipeline bombings, nuclear power plants, which they're doing. We said it, and I got banned from TikTok for saying this. Housing starts fall in January in the U.S. Declined 9.8%. They got to lower interest rates. End the story and bring down the bond yields are going down, so mortgage rates may go down. This is an article in the Wall Street Journal yesterday. Investor bearishness jumps. Yep. Bearishness among individual investors measured by the percentage who expect stock prices to fall over the last 6 weeks hit 47.3%. Yep. And the Round Hill Magnificent 7 ETF, it only went up 2% this year. This is important because, as we're saying, you're going to see China become the AI capital of the world. Again, we only go by the data. Before Slime Ball, it was a t-shirt I did in 1992, Slick Willie Clinton, brought China into the World Trade Organization. 10% of the 18-year-olds went to college. Now you know what it is? 2/3. 2/3 of the 18-year-olds are going to college. It's an AI world. It's a high-tech world. And they're going to be very advanced in it. So here's an article from the toilet paper record. South Korea bans DeepSeek, citing concerns over privacy. Oh, yeah, they're the only AI that you have concerns over privacy? They're doing everything they can to stop this, because he's also been writing about how China's taking more and more business away from Taiwan in the computer, high tech, that whole area in this week's Trends Journal. And this just came out. And here's what they go on to say. The Chinese chatbot has topped the charts of the most downloaded apps around the world since its release last month. The app is powered by an AI system whose performance rivals top products made in American companies and was built, DeepSeek said, for a fraction of the cost. And they go on to say, outside China, the app's popularity has worried regulators over DeepSeek security censorship. Like, yeah, they don't have, how about the security and censorship of they're watching every damn thing we do. And an article in the Financial Times, President Xi of China bestows favored son status on tech sector. They're doing everything they can to build us. I'm telling you, the meeting was Xi's first high-profile encounter with private entrepreneurs in several years. They're going to do everything they can, China, to become the AI leader of the world. And it's the future. Love it, hate it. But again, trends are born, they grow, mature, reach old age, or die. And the AI trend has just been born 2022. And again, it's like, I looked it up. The first automobile was invented in 1886. Let's call the first automobile company NVIDIA. Are you going to invest in everything in NVIDIA and say this is going to be the future? Got it. American businesses falling behind on loans. The rate of corporate delinquencies comes as the economic U.S. business borrowers were at least 1 month late on more than $28 billion in bank debt at the end of 2024. The data does not include loans from direct lenders, private credit funds, which are an increasingly bigger portion of corporate lending. I'm telling you, banks' stocks are going down. We're writing about it in the why. Again, the office building bust, banks go bust, and .com bust 2.0. Indonesia hampered by shrinking middle class. Again, this is a huge country. And but here's what the purpose of writing, telling you about this. Economists said the decline has been triggered by a lack of formal employment, a shortage of investment in higher income industries, over-reliance on commodity sector, and pressures that have been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Total bullshit. Not exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, by scumbag politicians who locked down the country to fight the COVID war and destroyed the lives and livelihoods of billions of people across the planet. The damage it's done is incalculable. Mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually, but no one talks about it other than the Trends Journal. Here, Russia and U.S. seek out new path in Ukraine. And I'm totally supportive of what Trump is doing with this. He called Zelensky a dictator. Dictator, Greenberg, iceberg, what's the difference? Totally supportive. And RFK Jr. came out and said we should stop this. Oh, yeah, but you support the Israeli genocide, don't you? So how about doing the same thing and stopping the Israel war? And now they're saying the United States is going to stop sending weapons. We just put up a tweet to Ukraine. How about stop sending weapons to Israel to stop the genocide and the bombing? How about being equal on this? This is serious what's going on, and I believe that Ukraine's going to do everything they can to ramp up this war, and a lot of Europe is still behind them. And again, Trump calls Zelensky a dictator in a deepening rancor over Russian talks. Oh, you mean this is the Zelensky that the Biden administration brought in here and all the little clowns in Congress stood up and applauded from? Oh, yeah, that little dick? Oh, yeah. And I call him a dick and he calls him a dictator. He got it wrong. It's a dictator. Because remember, this is the Zelensky that plays the piano with his penis.
T-C.
There you got it. It goes on. Trump said Zelensky was, quote, a modestly successful comedian. Yeah. So again, he got it wrong. Dick Taster. Trump, article on the downside of Trump. Trump orders agencies to be less independent. Yeah, I want these regulatory agencies, again, get rid of the bureaucrats. I'm totally approve of that. But let's have the other ones look in to see who's committing the crimes. Lebanon demands full Israeli withdrawal. Yesterday marked the deadline for Israel to withdraw from the U.S. broker deal. Blah, 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 blah. But Israel hasn't left. They're saying Israeli troops will remain in, quote, 5 strategic positions. This is from the Financial Times. UN official in Lebanon said the statement that another delay is in violation of the UN resolution 1701. And the UN Security Council said Israel violations and oblige Israel to withdraw immediately, but they're not going to. And we're giving them the bombs. They're bombing the hell out of destroying people's homes, destroying the place. Where's the outrage? Here, as deadline passes, Israel stays in parts of Lebanon. As deadline passes, could you imagine if Lebanon violated it? Lebanon violates ceasefire deal. How terrible it would have been. Oh, but Israel, they could do it. I forgot the chosen people. I forgot. And God told Abraham 3,500 years ago, then had lockjaw and never spoke again. I forgot. All right. France and UK propose creating defense force in skies. Denmark's arms spending rises to over 70%. Again, going back to the Ukraine war, it's not going to be an easy trip out. And how stupid can you be to waste your money to fight a war? The next wars are going to be annihilation. You're wasting your money with all this stupid crap. Oh, here's another one, by the way. I missed this one. Israel has violated Gaza ceasefire 266 times, killing 132 Palestinians. But yet we only see the pictures of the hostages being released. Barely anything of the the thousands of prisoners that are locked up in terrible conditions, the Palestinians by the Israelis. And then this article, this one change to your phone can reverse age-related cognitive issues by 10 years. This is an article that came out in Study Finds. Keeping your phone's internet off could boost your well-being, focus, sleep, productivity, etc. Blocking mobile internet for 2 weeks led to mental health improvements with an effect size larger than typically seen in antidepressant studies. Improved sustained attention comparable to reversing 10 years of age-related decline. Without mobile access, participants naturally spent more time socializing in person, exercising, being outdoors, and it goes on. I don't carry a cell phone. Told you over and over again, these are deadly, and how fucking stupid. You go out to a bar now, everybody's on their phone. They got the computer. Walk down the street. Young people totally addicted to this stuff. But I do have a cell phone. And as my staff will tell you, maybe this year I made between 20 to 30 calls, possibly. When I travel, they pick me up at gate 8, all right? That's about it. And this is the phone that I have that I hardly know how to use. So that's it. These things are deadly as shit. And they're not even talking about the high frequency radiation coming in. And I don't have Wi-Fi in my place either. So there's a lot going on, and we're giving you everything we can. Again, 2024 was a golden year for gold. This thing is going, yeah, there's going to be a correction. There always is. Nothing goes straight up or straight down. But we see this booming. Oh, Bitcoin, by the way, we've been bullish on it, even went down, and now it's back up to what? Over $98,000 a coin. We're still bullish on that. And it's a wild ride ahead. By the way, Trump called himself a king. Hey, look at the cover of your Trends Journal. We called him a king when we put out our top trends back in on January 2nd. So there it is. We called it first, and he's calling it now. And don't forget to see the great interview I did with Judge Andrew Napolitano yesterday, Salenti and the judge. So thanks for tuning in. See you soon, and subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens.